This is a debate that has been growing louder and louder. Child rights activists have for years been demanding that the age of consent for sex be lowered to 16 years from 18 presently. But it's no longer just activists. Several high courts have in recent judgments also called for legal reform. Then last week, the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, also weighed in on the debate, urging Parliament to consider the growing concern over the age of consent under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, better known as POCSO. So why is there concern over the age of consent being 18 under POCSO? And why are many demanding that the age of consent for sex be lowered to 16? Let me explain. POCSO was enacted in 2012 to protect children from sexual exploitation. The Act defines a child as any person below the age of 18 years. POCSO criminalizes all forms of sexual acts with a child. This means that the age of consent for sex under POCSO is 18 years. The law treats any consensual sex between adolescents or involving adolescents as not legally valid. Activists say that there are primarily 4 reasons why the age of consent for sex be lowered to 16 years from 18 presently. 1. POCSO has been used as a tool to punish adolescent boys or young men involved in romantic relationships with adolescent girls. A June 2022 study by Enfold Proactive Health Trust, done in 3 states, Assam, West Bengal and Maharashtra, found that 1 in every 4 cases registered under POCSO is a romantic case. Over 80% of these cases were filed by parents or relatives of girls after she eloped or after her pregnancy was discovered. All of these were cases where there was a consensual relationship between the victim and the accused. Although POCSO is gender neutral, the Enfold study found that the victims in all these cases were girls. In a majority of these cases, the girls were between the ages of 16 and 18. To put it very bluntly, the law was being misused to deter and control teen girls from being in relationships and to coerce them to return home if they had eloped. In fact, the Enfold study found that in nearly 22% of cases, the girls disputed the family's claims that they were minors. Now, although nearly 94% of these romantic cases ended in acquittal, the fact is that these accused boys and men are charged with non-bailable offences like rape and penetrative sexual assault and are taken into custody. Enfold's analysis found that in over 15% of these cases, the accused remain in jail till the trial ended. 2. POCSO has had the unintended effect of denying adolescents and young people the right to dignity, personal liberty, and privacy. Whether we approve or not, adolescent sexual behavior is natural and is a part of growing up. According to the 5th National Family Health Survey, 39% of women in India had had sex before the age of 18. By failing to recognize consensual sex between adolescents, the law has failed to recognize normal sexual behavior, ignore social realities, and has been used to curtail the sexual expression of adolescent girls in the name of family honor. 3. Criminalizing adolescent sexuality has had the inadvertent consequence of pushing minors towards unsafe abortions. POCSO has made it mandatory for doctors and healthcare professionals to report to the police if a minor approaches them for an abortion. To add to that, the Medical Termination Pregnancy Act also requires a guardian's authorization for the pregnancy of a minor to be terminated. This has made it difficult for adolescents to seek healthcare services without the fear of their partner being reported to the police and has a consequence pushed many towards unsafe abortions. 4. Overburdening the criminal justice system. As I pointed out earlier, romantic cases make up a significant proportion of all POCSO cases, 1 in 4 if you go by Enfold's analysis. These cases take anywhere between 1 to 2 years to be disposed of, consuming the time and resources of the police, the judiciary, and the prosecution. And remember, after all of this, nearly 94% of romantic cases end in acquittal. These are the reasons why child rights activists have been demanding that the age of consent for sex in India be reconsidered. For the judiciary as well, the CJI admitted that these romantic cases pose difficult questions, which is why several high courts, including the Madras and Karnataka High Court, have urged the legislature to reconsider the age of consent. More recently, the Tamil Nadu police also took a stand on the issue, with DGP Sailendra Babu issuing a circular instructing investigating officers of POCSO cases not to make hasty arrests in mutual romantic relationships. Police officers have been asked to be circumspect depending on the nature of each case and to take the permission of higher officials before arresting the accused in cases of mutual romantic relationships. The circular has been issued especially keeping in mind the practice among tribal communities in hilly areas where young men often marry girls under the age of 18. The ball is now in the legislature's court. Whether Parliament re-examines the age of consent remains to be seen. But it will do well to remember that the original draft bill of POCSO did recognize the possibility of consensual sex involving adolescents above the age of 16, and the grounds on the basis of which such consent could be vitiated. It was only after the Parliamentary Standing Committee's recommendation that this exception was removed. Before you move on to another video, a quick reminder to support the News Minute and our journalism. You can do so by becoming a member. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, if you like this video, hit the like button and share this video with your friends.